Welcome to another episode of Brew Like a Dork. No, seriously, what's up everyone? Happy 420. I'm gonna pour a glass of my Pilsner in my Grandpa Crotto's old Pilsner glass. What I want to do in the next couple of days in this video is show you some tricks on getting higher gravity beers in this batch Sparge system. The way that I do it, many of you have said that you've been encouraged to get into all grain. That's awesome. That's exactly why I made that video in the first place. That's why I make these videos. But I've done some higher gravity beers on this system that we all have if you're doing it this way, and I just figured out a couple things by trial and error and a couple things I read about, and so I'm going to show you one way that you can make a higher gravity all grain beer a little bit easier on this system and get a little bit more out of your grain. So hopefully it'll make some sense, and hopefully my Belgian IPA will come out nice. Cheers. Alright, let's crush some grain. I'm going to stabilize this thing with my foot. Hopefully this will work out today. Alright, it is my opinion that you are going to get a lot better efficiency if you get a really good fine crush. One way to do that is to have your own mill.
What happened to all the grain?
Another way is to just make sure you get it really crushed, at your store. But I think that your efficiency is going to go up. If you really get a good crush, you can... Okay, guys.
It feels like
dead
dried cookie.
But yeah, I'm just trying to show you here. It's pretty crushed. It really is. It is pretty well crushed, but I am not going to have any kind of a stuck sparge with this. This is going to be just fine. I mean, I'm going to have no wheat or rye, but this kind of crush is going to be just great, and I'll do a good efficiency. Alright, when you're brewing these higher gravity beers, the first thing you got to do is have a mash tun that's big enough. For 5 gallons, this 48 quart mash tun has pretty much been big enough for me. I've made 1090-ish beers. If you really wanted to go crazy and make a super strong one, you would need a bigger mash tun, or you would need another mash tun. I usually do my same ratio of about 1.25 quarts of water per pound. So for 15 pounds, which is what I have here, I'm going with 19 quarts of water, which is almost 5 gallons. Now, I'm going to be skipping adding mash out water, and we will talk about that later. But if you wanted to do a mash out, then what you would probably have to do is lower your ratio and have a thicker mash. You'd probably have to have 1 quart, I would say, but I don't think you want to get much less than that. Now my dough and temp was just barely above the strike temp that I actually did, so let me check here. Okay, I'm doing okay. This is still saying 154, 156. And I want it to be about 151. So what I'm going to do is keep stirring. If I have to add ice, I will, and I'll get my mash temp of 151 and then seal it up. Alright, it's been an hour. Let's see what we got for the mash temp. As you guys know, this doesn't really lose much heat. I covered it with blankets. It was at 151, 151 and a half. Now it says 150. So, what I'm not going to do is I am not going to add mash out water. Reason is, I'm doing my Vorloff here. Ooh, look at that nice color. I don't know what you can see here. Let me see. It's a nice, rich, dark, murky, orangey copper color right now. And already, I mean, as you can see, even with how fine of a crush that we had, no problems at all running off, and I mean it's already running out clear. So I'm not doing a mash out because I have so much water in there already that I'm going to guess that I'm going to collect around, there's 5 gallons in there, I'll probably collect like 2.5 gallons or so right now, and then I'm going to do 2 sparges. I'm going to do a second sparge, which we'll get to in a bit, but this should be some pretty high. Ooh, that is sweet tasting. Yeah, this is showing about 23 bricks, which is pretty good. That means that's about, multiplied by 4, so that's 92. That's about 1092 wort right there, but of course it'll get less as we go. So anyway, I'm going to add this Vorloff in, collect these first runnings, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I have my dowel here with my notches, and you can see I already cheated, but as I guessed, I got 2.5 gallons. Kind of see there's 1 gallon, 2 gallons, 2.5. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do next is my first sparge is going to be with another 2.5 gallons. And I'm going to do a third sparge with another 2.5 gallons. So I should end up with around 7.5 gallons. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to keep rinsing this grain, because when you have this much grain, you have a lot of sugars in there. And if you don't, rinse them thoroughly, you're going to leave a lot of sugars in there. And one way that you can increase your extract is to collect, more wort and then boil it down and concentrate it, and that is what I'm going to do. So one of my tricks is to do a second sparge and to skip the mash out, and the other thing is to kind of boil it down to concentrate it, and that's what we're going to be doing. But now I got to go get my first sparge water. Alright, with a little bit of guesswork and a little bit of practical experience, I've heated this 2.5 gallons to 190. I don't want it at boiling, because then I think I'm going to go well over 170. But this should get me from the 150 or whatever it was. Should get me close. So I don't know how you guys do it, but what I do when I'm adding either the mash out water, or especially when I'm adding the sparge water, and really trying to get it close to 68 is kind of that magic number. I add the water and I give it a quick stir. I don't maybe do a super thorough stir at first, because I just want to do a ballpark check, see if I'm way over or close. 165, 167, 163, 162, 166. So, taking a few spot checks. It's not mixed up that well yet, but I'm not over 168. So we're going to stir this up, and then we'll collect the second runnings.